Hello folks, welcome back to iOS Essential and I hope all are doing well. In last tutorial of CGAffineTransform, we looked at translation animation. Now to take it one step forward, we will explore scaling in this tutorial. This property of CGAffine scales or skews the view with this scale factor passed. Let's see what we did in the last tutorial and then we will take it forward to implement this scaling. So in the last tutorial we done the transformation. So when we click on tab, how we translate the coordinates of the labels and show a good animation. Let's take this demo further to implement scaling in this. So I'll quickly create the UI for this so that we can do the animation for scaling. So I'll drag up a new view controller itself so that we'll do the animation on a fresh page itself instead of on the same page. I'll create a segue to implement the transition. I'll embed this view controller into a navigation controller for easy navigation. Okay. So embed it into the navigation controller. Then I'll click say this next. Let's give it as bold and 25 and white color. Create a segue. So we have created a segue. Now what I'll do is I'll create a background image just for a good looks, nothing else. Give the auto layouts to the all the edges. That's pretty quick on this. Give the image one image I have, so I will give that image. Then let's create two labels for the demo. Same as last one. This will be vertically and horizontally in container. White as text. Text will be master. I'll give the font size as bold and 25 as the size. Okay, so this is done. Second would be my chef. Text white in color. Same size, font size 25 and bold. We'll go auto layout is horizontally in container. And the other thing what I'll give is 25 points from the bottom of master label. Okay, then last thing what I'll do is I'll create a button for my animation. So I'll place it at bottom, somewhere at bottom. It will be horizontally in container, and from bottom, let's say 40 points from bottom. Its name I'll give as scaling animation. White text, same bold and 25 as font size. Okay, let's create the auto. The last thing what I need to do is I need to create a class for it. New class, attach class, and I'll say the scaling view controller. Okay, and I'll assign this view controller the created class. Okay, so now we can create outlets. So earlier we were not having this class. Let's quickly create the outlets for this. Label 1, second is label 2, and the action outlet. Okay, I'll say perform scaling animation. this will be an action type of UI button, connect. So now we have connected the connections as well with our IV applet. So we are done with our storyboard. Let's go to our class. The labels, we have performed scaling animation as our button. So when I press the scaling animation button, it should perform the scaling animation. So for this we'll be using UI view animate as usual. We did in the last part. Dot animate with duration I'll say 1 second for now, and then animation. And sorry, I think I missed to take the completion block as well. Animate with completion block, yeah, take the completion block 1 0, this will be something, and here finished. And so this is, I've written the animation block. Now we'll perform the scaling. So the same way we did in the last tutorial, animate dot transform, and I'll do CGAffine. So CGAffine transform, and this will be scale. This time, last time we used translation, this time we use scale. And let's say I'll give scale as 3 for this thing, 3.0, 3.0. So I'm saying that scale it by 3 times. And same for label 2, what I'll say is CGAffineTransform, scale it with double times. Okay, and finished, what I'll do is I'll again write the same animation block so that it animates back to its same size again. And what I'll say is, I can say is identity to scale it to back its original size, or I can say scale with 1 and 1. Okay, so this is how the basic scaling works. Let's see, run the application and see that how scaling will work in this case, how our animation will look like. Okay, so I'll click on next. Now when I click on animation, see how both the labels are animating. Master is animating with the largest size because it is 3x, and chef is with a smaller size because it is 2x. Okay, and then again once that animation completes, it's again going back to the identity, to the same position, because and both the identity and scale 1 does the same thing here. Now if you want to play around with the scaling part, you can give it as a negative uh, scale as well to see what happens. Let me just show you for both of them. One is x scale is negative, one is y scale is negative, and let's see how the scaling will happen. Let's see. So you can do experiments with the animation block and see how scaling happens. So see, now with x it rotates on the x-axis, and on, if y is negative, it rotates on the y-axis, and if both are negative, then it rotates actually in the 3D. See? So this is the demo of scaling using the CGAffineTransform property of iOS. You can experiment a lot on this part. You can play with the X and Y controls and everything. Hope you like it tutorial. Thank you.